take it back then. Let's talk about the channel. Can
Yeah.
you give us a brief overview for those that are listening thinking, why have they got a magician on an audio-based podcast?
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about you and the channel.
Yeah, so obviously RateMyTakeaway, it's just me, big fat jolly fella, travelling around the UK, and we've been over to Dublin and all this, just eating takeaways, getting takeaways and giving my opinion. And that's what I try to get over most, is it's my opinion. So people are coming on to the platform and saying, try this, try that. And then I go along and I say to them, it's a solid 10. A lot of people say, you give out these 10s all the time. But it's recommendations what I'm going off. So yeah, that's sort of it really. And it's just gone crazy. Just gone absolutely nuts.
The t-shirt kind of explains
what I am.
What Danny does on the tin, like rates takeaways.
It's my merch.
Which do you have to? I've got a question actually. Do you have to kind of? Do you find? Have you ever spend any? We're diving into the creator stuff a little bit early, but do you ever spend any time looking at like your geographical, like where people are watching from? So predominantly it'll be the UK, but
I'll be honest with you, I don't, because I've just for me the whole thing of the channel, it's fun. I love doing it, and I love going out, and I love speaking to people. So like people who come up to me and talk about all that geographical stuff and all the stuff behind the scenes. I leave it to other guys there, sort all that out. But I know that obviously, we have got a strong following, obviously based in Leeds. Yeah. But then it is growing up and down the country, and then we've got a strong following in America and Australia.
I was gonna say, the reason I came on to, I was going to say you should rebrand in America, call it Rate My Takeout, right? Because they call it takeout.
So when we do the American, it's Rate My Takeout. You heard it here first.
Yeah, when you go out there, you have to call the series Rate My Takeout.
Josh is at Corn ready to start up another Facebook page.
Yeah, he's off. He's tip-tapping already, isn't he?
I mean, obviously, I know we've got some of your team, but like, what was the sort of inspiration to start this? I know that it originally started as a Facebook page, didn't it? Rate My Takeaway.
Yeah. So it was a Facebook page. The guys had started it off, and they were posting picture content, and people were putting on the takeaways saying how good or bad they were. A lot of the time, people are like just hammering it. That's all right, load of junk. And they just approached me. I mean, I'd done a couple of videos that went viral about COVID, about bog rolls and this that and other. So, I know the guys, and they said, do you fancy doing a video and just see how it goes? So, yeah, we did one, and it went all right. Then we did another one, and it started to pick up a little bit on Facebook. And as you know yourself, trolls jump in and give you a bit of grief. But,
that's all part of the fun, though.
Yeah, it is what it is, isn't it? And then obviously, like this year, we started uploading onto YouTube, and it just went crazy. Got the viral video of me sat outside some old bird's house having a breakfast, and it just went nuts.
I remember seeing that kicking off, because it was the same time that we launched Ben's channel, and we were all talking about it. So we were like, he doesn't follow any perceived rules of YouTube of what we all knew as for, like what we know of creating content. Because we look at it and we'll break it down into like thumbnails, titles. Like, is it going to grab somebody's eye? Is the title compelling? Then you watch the video. Is it like the Mr. Beast style, like punchy, bang, 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 bang? And it was sort of like raw content shot on your phone. And we were like, how has it happened? But we've spoke about it since then and gone, YouTube itself as a platform is actually built for creators like you, not so much like a professional videographer. It's not created for that. It's for the masses to be able to generate content and put it on there. And I think that's the appeal. That's one of the main appeals of your channel, is like, it's you. People are there for you, for the content, as opposed to what we sometimes dive too much into, which is like the aesthetics or color grades, or like
this kind of goes in direct contrast to, I don't know if it was the last episode or number 2 or whatever it was, but we talked a little bit about creating, and we said actually, and we talked a lot about cameras and stuff like that, and color grade and all the really technical stuff. But what we actually said as well was, if you want to get into it, there's no barrier to entry, and Danny's story is one that really vindicates that point of view, because it's been so amazing to see what's happened with your channel, because it flies in the face of all these things that you told about. You spend so much time on making them look all jazzy. And make sure you're shooting with your gimbal and your Sony A7S III and whatnot. And I don't think I've ever seen growth in a YouTube channel as quick as yours across any. And I think for me anyway, what makes it really cool is, not that I want to start a cultural war here, but like, you're not American, right? Yeah. And that's almost like it's almost the case that it's harder if you're not, if that makes sense, if you don't conform to a certain type of character. So to see your kind of pretty lo-fi stuff, like, no offense or anything, but that is working for you, right? You shoot on the phone, and it's like kind of run and gun, and it's cool to see that you can still access the platform and do well shooting like that, you know, and making that type of content.
Yeah, I think it's amazing, yeah.
I think as well is because, you know, I've got no background whatsoever in filming, videography, nothing like that, you know what I mean? So it was just sort of just my personality and the way that I am, and I think that's what comes across. And you know, there's no fakeness about that. It's just me being me, and we just leave the camera rolling. And you know, but when I'm doing all this daft singing in can and stuff, that is what I do. That is what I do in real life.
That makes two of us. I'm down for that.
But so like for me as well, you look back 20 years ago, and on TV with all game shows and, you know, Dallas and A-Team and all that, all these productions what they've put together. And now the most popular TV is reality TV, because that's what people want to see. So be it a TV star or somebody reality, and then it's like musicians. You look now, like the past 10, 15 years, some of the best artists have come from things like X Factor, because it's just Joe Blogs off at street. So it's like Ollie Murs as such, you know, painting and decorating. Adam doing
I feel like I'm just kind of, I'm just looking at the camera like, nah, come on, Ollie Murs is some of the best artists. Come on.
It's made a few quid, hasn't it? But do you know what I mean? They've just pulled somebody off at street. He's had a bit of a sing-song, and then he's up there. And I think that's the way that it's changing. What people want to see is they want to see real life. They don't. No disrespect to you and all your camera gear. And
let's disrespect Josh.
You spent a bit of money in trying to get your career going and all this, but at the end of the day, we just need a phone and a microphone, and that's it, mate. We're done.
We'll get on to my career later on, because I think between you've absolutely destroyed it. But we'll talk about that a bit later on. I mean, just going back to your channel, I mean, what was it like to see that growth? Because I mean, it's unimaginable sort of scale to see like the amount of views that you were getting at the beginning. I mean, still now you're getting unbelievable views. What were it like to see that process sort of come to fruition? Like, did you ever expect it, or were it just a bit of a passion project that escalated? What was the...
Yeah, man, like I said, it was just, let's just give this a go and see how it goes. And then obviously, like the 9 or 10 months on Facebook, it was just like slow progress, and people were coming on and they were enjoying it, they weren't enjoying it. And for me, it was just a bit of fun. It was like, you know, I got a day job, let's just crack on with this.
What was the day job?
So I was working for a local butcher's, so in town, you know, delivering and a bit of sales work. So it was like, still do that, and then we'd do a video on my day off. And then obviously when it went viral on YouTube, it was just, oh my God, what's going on? And then, you know, I remember the first time I went into White Rose, and there were me and kids, and we're walking around, and this young lad and lass come up and says, oh my God, RateMyTakeaway, can I have a photo? And I just like looked at my daughter and I thought, what is going on here? so yeah, and then that just went on and on and on. And like the first like 4 or 5 weeks, I was like, oh my God, it's starting to a point where I can't go anywhere.
I suppose that must have been even more difficult for you, because I'm like, when that happens to me, it's still odd now. I mean, I enjoy it, right, to meet people. I'm sure you do, like people that subscribe to your content. The only way I think you can kind of give a little back is by, you know, spending time talking to them and stuff. But for me, like it was almost like a gradual thing, you know, I'd kind of get people here and there, and now it's way more common. But I suppose for you, especially given that your audience is predominantly domestic, you know, in England and stuff, and because it happened so quickly, you know, that you went in a couple of months from being essentially unknown to being known by lots of people, it must have been hard to kind of wrap your head around that, especially if you're going out places in public with your family.
Yeah, so it was like, you know, like the first few times, it was like, I felt embarrassed at first, because I'm thinking, why do you want a picture of me? I'm just like, I'm getting up and going to work tomorrow, you know. Yeah. What's so special about this? And then it's seeing the joy that I bring to people, and that's really rewarding. And people will comment on the channel and they'll say, you've helped me through some tough times. And I get messages about people's mental health and the fact that they just look forward to seeing a video. Or I've had people in the videos that have come up and said, I've struggled with this, and then I've commented on it with them and said, look, you know, just try and battle through, you know, just live life one step at a time, get up, do the best you can and be the best you can be. And for me, the growth of the channel, because it's having such an impact on people like that, it's just unreal. And like I say, I mean, I was around here with Josh yesterday, and somebody were walking dog as I pulled up and chased me down the road for a photo. It's nuts. It's crazy. It
is amazing. Like to see, I mean, we'll touch on it a bit later on, but to see that how much joy it does bring to people, and like people are sort of starstruck. And Adam and I have spoken about it before, and that's what for my content that I make for YouTube, I enjoy sort of breaking down the fourth wall, like showing people behind the scenes of whatever a production is, you know, or like when we went to London, or with Ben's channel, even with yourself, we've shot a bit behind the scenes stuff that'll be coming out obviously when this goes live. And I like to show that because, you know, people can get starstruck, but they are just another human being at the end of the day, whether they're celebrity, royalty, whatever. They are just another human, and you sort of embody that like really well, especially being in public with you. Like you put them at ease like really quickly, and that's quite a skill.
There's times when like people have walked past me and I can see them talking, and I think I did it when I was with you the other day, and they're talking, but they won't approach. So I'll just approach them and go, now then, how you doing? So, but it's like today, I've come in here today, I'm starstruck, not for you because you're not, but obviously, you know, seeing your channel before.
One quick question: am I taller or shorter than you expected in person? Answer carefully.
If I'm honest with you, I'm just a bit stuck by the bungle jumper that you're wearing.
Hey man, when you know why I'm wearing this? We're not making any money from this this podcast. I think the landlord's turned the central heating off, so I just wanted to be nice and toasty today. That's why.
That's what it is. But no, to be honest, you're a little bit shorter than what I thought.
Fuck! I knew I should have mentioned that.
He walked in.
It just gives you more fuel.
How far away is he?
Yeah.
That's a bit of Max and Paddy joke for you there.
Well, I thought he was wearing platforms on video or something like that. You know, I thought he took his shoes off here.
Whilst we're talking about your channel and creating videos, is there anything difficult about the channel and the content creation side of it, like logistically, or you know, because your upload schedule at the beginning was like relentless. It almost looked like you were uploading twice a day, which I mean, you do twice a week, and it takes you all week. You know,
yeah, that absolutely batters me doing it twice. Like it's a lot of, but I mean, it's different. I suppose if you have a team, you have a little bit more freedom to make more stuff.
Yeah, I mean, obviously at the beginning of the uploads for YouTube, we'd already got a stock of footage that we'd put on Facebook. So those first like few weeks, it was like, let's bang one every day, and then all of a sudden we thought, hey, we've only been filming like once or twice a week here, and this content needs to be on every day. So then we're like, right, we need to get out. And then I'm like, God, I don't know if I can do this. You know what I mean? I've looked down there, I've not seen it for a month. Once in a million. But so it was like, we just come up with a plan and obviously working out, because I need to be at home and spend time with my family. So that's key to me, that I've got to be at home and spending time with the kids. So it was working it out between the guys, how we can do this. So we're like, right, well, we'll do filming distance on this day, and we'll do local on this day, and then we'll do this day, and then it gives me. And to be honest, doing this now, I've never spent as much time with my kids. It's allowed me to spend more time with them, which is lovely. And but the schedule and the whole thing of, I mean, a lot of people, and probably you've had this, people who got an easy job. It ain't easy, you know, just the travelling alone and the mental strain it puts on you sometimes, just thinking about it and then thinking about what you're doing. And then obviously sometimes, I don't finish off all my meals like you, Adam, and I don't do the big challenges. Yeah. And there's no way I could do anything like that, because I'm a fat lad, but I'm not built for eating loads of food. It's just not me. So, you know, and I know sometimes when I've done 2 reviews in the space of 3 hours and I've only had a bit of a nibble, I'm like, so I can only imagine what it's like for you having to eat that mountain. I look at it and I'm passing out before he's even got down the third.